I'm sleepy, man. You can look at my face and tell I am fucking tired. I'm a night owl. I used to be naturally a night owl. Um, the profession that I was in, my career, my ex-career at the time, well, my career at the time for considerable amount of years, more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 even, slightly past 10 to the word was almost 11 years of entertaining um, nonstop or with some downtime, but the hustle was always there. So if the earlier stages was kind of almost like the end, it began and end almost similar, except for ending and beginning, beginning and ending. So I spent a lot of time. In other words, make a long story short, I spent a lot of time being up at night, all night until the next day. Sometimes 2 or 3 days at a time. Sometimes I have stayed up uh, once or twice in those 10 years. I stayed up. I have almost stayed up a full week. Um, and that was because I was entertaining. I was in entertainment, so that profession never sleeps. You don't get rest until you get what you're aiming at. So if you need $40 million, you won't sleep until you get 50, $60 million, and then you'll go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's how your mind state is. So I spent a lot of time up, um, especially when I was traveling. I'd be in one place today and another place tomorrow, late tomorrow. Um, and I was on the road. I would sneak off and come home for a second. Sneak off for 3 or 4 days. Nobody know where you at. Turn your phone off and everything, and I'd come back to Tennessee and see my kids and make sure they were straight, and then I'm off again. So I spent a lot of years like that, up in studios all night, 2 or 3 days at a time. Uh, when I first got signed, it wasn't that hectic. It was hectic, but it wasn't that hectic. You had a lot of people that was doing shit for you. When I became independent, I chose to not have so many people doing for me and pretty much take it all on myself with the exception of 2 or 3 people that you plan to get money with. So I stayed up a lot, man. My craft was it called for it. That's how I was so productive at making music, that I put all my time into it. I took care of my fam, but it's like my older kids. They're you know 23, 19, and 18, and they remember what it was like to see me one week, and then a week I'd be gone, and then see me for 3 or 4 days, and then I'd be gone a month, and I talk to them every day, but I was on the road getting money, so uh, they remember that. My younger kids, Leah, 12, and down to one, I retired from that I retired from entertainment. Not to say as I won't do entertainment again, but it have to be various. It's only a few various things that would bring me back to even producing or a song or writing a song or even performing a song with anybody for anybody. It would have to be something that I could not turn down for me to do so. So I've been retired from that. My daughter, my oldest youngest daughter, uh, from my five girls with my wife. She's 12, and so I probably by the time she was two, when she was born, 12 years ago, I made a conscious decision to leave entertainment, leave music, and just raise my family. And I ain't maybe 2 years after she was here. Well, by the time she was two, I took off, moved to California. Um, I took off and moved to California. By the time she was three, well, my whole family, we moved to California. By the time she was three, I had another daughter on the way with my wife, and that was our second together. I have eight kids, and um, I have eight kids, and it's a set of three different women. So I've been with my wife for 15 years, and we've had five children in those 15 years. So you would have to understand the math. By the time Carlia, which is 12, was 3 years old, I was uh, dabbling here and there with the entertainment. It was still in my head, you know what I mean. But I had gave it up. Looking back at it now, I had gave it up. That was the start of being James, not Israel, not Israel soldier. Not Israel soldier. I had to walk away from Israel soldier, the artist, the producer, the writer, uh, and become James, the man. The father, the husband, and so that's kind of when it began. And man, it was a rough transition. Just maintaining yourself. When I left entertainment, I didn't leave with a lot of money. Like I made, it was the weirdest thing because I did not have enough capital to call myself retiring from something that brings me lumps and lumps of cash at one time. It once each transaction is a possible load. It is a possible, you know, five figures or six, five or six. Um, I didn't have enough of them to leave. It was like my peers at that point, my colleagues and people that I had worked with and did a lot of break bread with, different people in other states and cities, and they couldn't understand why I was leaving. Uh, as actually they a lot of people told me you are fucking stupid. What are you leaving right now for? We just now getting hot. It's money to make right now and in this shit because music is hard, man. Music, people think you make songs or you get signed and you're on TV and you're on the radio and they think that's it. They think that you're rich. And that's not how the music world. That's not how entertainment works at all. Movies, acting and shit. It's a little different Music is probably the hardest entertainment that there is. You gotta really grind to get your bread, and that's what the consumer does not understand. It's made to look like it's easy and everybody can do it and go make millions and millions of dollars and you know call your shots and big Willie, man, let your ball swing wherever you want to, type shit, and it ain't like that. So be careful if you want to do music, entertainment as a profession, and you gotta. I'm not saying you can't. Uh, Big ups to you. All the support from Israel that you can get. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna need it. But just be mindful of it's not what you think. It's not what you see. You got to really know what you're doing to be great at it and rich from it, So I had a good run. I had a good run from the age of 14 to about 34, 33. Is when it was just over, and the reason I knew it was over is because over the years I've had a few people try to bring me back, and I would be in desperate modes to where I need big paydays, get my family out of this. We're fucking broke, we're struggling. I went from being able to do whatever I wanted to, pretty much, I wasn't rich at all, but hey, I could do what I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I think as long as you can live comfortably, you're successful. And so um, I could at least do that, live like I wanted to, uh, and treat my friends, and the people I love, treat them to not having to worry. You know what I'm saying? I owned a couple of stores, restaurants. That's my next niche is cooking, chefing. Yeah, I'm a certified chef. Yeah, I am a certified chef. And yes, I plan on opening up some more spots in the future. In the future, I said. It takes timing and really you got to think that stuff out. So anyway, that's another story. It's been a rough ride, but I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that I've learned in the last 15 years. I'm grateful for the woman that I have, my wife. She is beautiful all the way around. And that doesn't mean she's perfect, but she's perfect for me. Doesn't mean that she's a perfect human being, because no one is, and I am in love with her 15 years later still. Like, she's that young, pretty thing I met, you know, and she's in love with me, like I'm whatever she sees me as still, and that's beautiful. We got 5 children. They both have their parents, um, and we're living. Uh, so life is a crazy roller coaster, and being Muslim uh, brings a lot of realness to what we sitting in and what we see and how we react to it, and Allah's beautiful. So I'm grateful for things, and I've always been a night owl. That's how we got into this conversation, anyway. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, I can talk and yap all day, man. I got some stories, man. Yeah, real life. You know what I'm saying? Peace out, man. I hadn't seen my channel in a minute. Like I say, living. You know what I mean? But I'm a concentrate on getting back to documenting my life, because it's not like everybody in the world has to hear my story, but I have one. So does everybody else, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, salam alaikum, peace out.